Welcome to Thursday, the 5th day of October, 2023. Your day weather podcast is being brought to you by Cowboy State Daily, Wyoming's only statewide newspaper. Get your free digital subscription by hitting the subscribe button on cowboystatedaily.com. Well, weather patterns are changing as evidenced by some photos like you see that one here from Jackson County, Colorado. But we're also going to be looking at the weather for the most part here in the coming days being quite good, especially for the weekend. But definitely fall is in the air. Do expect a generally fair, cool day today, except up into northern Wyoming, Montana, North and South Dakota, where they're feeling the effects of the Canadian cold front. And that cold front will work its way from the north to the south today, tonight, and into early tomorrow. So there'll be a change in the weather north to south today. That cold front coming in is going to mainly be along and east of the divide. We'll have some showers and some upslope cloudiness with this front. There will be a bias for these showers to be more over northern Wyoming and southern Montana and the western Dakotas. The front kind of loses steam, at least with precipitation as it heads south. But it will be frosty tonight and Friday night in many areas. So gardeners, take note. I don't think we'll be cold enough to worry about your sprinkling systems, but probably time of year to start putting those to bed anyway. Beautiful weather pattern is coming this weekend into early next week. We're going to need to keep our eye on another system towards the middle of next week, and we'll talk about that here in a moment. Just some great photos coming in after this most recent system, putting some snow down on the higher mountain peaks across the west. That combination of snow, the clouds, the blue skies, the changing fall colors, making for just a beautiful scene across the region. This is taken by Kevin from his moose stand in Jackson County, Colorado. Hunter's really happy for this change in the weather, that's for sure. Then just an incredible shot by Dave Bell there in the Wind River Mountains. You have 3 seasons there in one photo. Just spectacular fall weather we've had, and a lot of scenes like this throughout the West. And then some great cloud formations up there near Big Timber, Montana with this incoming weather system as well. You just look at a picture like that and you're saying, yeah, seasons are beginning to change. And not to be left out, Nebraska with a double rainbow after some heavy thunderstorms with that front rolled on through central and eastern Nebraska. So I guess we're changing seasons. We've got rainbows, thunderstorms, and snow up into the high country. The radar and satellite imagery really showing that frontal system that's coming south. The front that we're going to be watching is really being driven along. See this patch of blue right here? This is showing winds aloft. If you follow this, notice how it's moving from the northwest to the southeast. This is part of an upper level low pressure system that is connected with the main low here. You can see the swirl, and the jet stream is coming up, coming down, and that's what's picking up the Canadian air and driving it southeastward. And this is what's going to be pushing through the region today. So up here, in this area right here, is going to be feeling the effects of the cold front the most. Then tonight and later today, that area will be shifting south and east like that. So there that low is right there, that little streak we showed you on the satellite imagery. This is a forecast of what the cloud cover will do. And I wanted to show you this to highlight where you see the upslope conditions develop. Right here, you can see the front is going to push south. You get upslope conditions. And you can see that there's a real strong tendency for the cloudiness to be along and east of the divide. That's because of the upslope. But notice also where the cloud cover is. Where there's a break in the cloud cover tonight and tomorrow morning is where the frost freezes are most likely. Then if you notice as we get into Friday night and Saturday morning, if you look at the time up here, 12Z Friday is around sunrise, 12Z Saturday is around sunrise Saturday morning. And you can see that skies Friday night into Saturday morning clear out the most. So that's where the frost freeze conditions are going to be most widespread. If you look west of the divide, there's just really very little going on as high pressure is building on in there. So these are the overnight lows tonight into tomorrow morning. So you can see most of this area up here in the light pink shading area, going to have a pretty good freeze up there, but it's going to stay more northern areas. But Saturday morning, notice how the cold air spreads out, those skies clear out, and those overnight low temperatures getting pretty far south and east, getting near to below freezing in many areas. But by the weekend, by Saturday, the trough heads into the Great Lakes. We have this big high coming in, so it's going to be a beautiful weekend. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and probably Tuesday, 4 great days for any harvest operations, outdoor activities, hunting, traveling, getting outside. Take advantage of it. We do see, though, a weather pattern change a little bit down the road, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. When it comes to precipitation between now through Sunday, here you can see the showers right along that frontal boundary. Heavier showers up here, closer to the low pressure center, but across most of the west, nothing else going on. And all of what you're seeing here is really over the next 24 hours. Once that's gone, that's right back to some dry weather again. Now going forward, this is for Tuesday. For Tuesday, this is the same low. Believe it or not, it's going to stall out over Ontario, the northern Great Lakes here, and spin around. Even though this low is well to our east by early next week, it's going to impact our weather forecast. Why? Notice it's barely connected to the jet stream up here, and it's possible that this low could break off from the jet stream and get cut off. If that happens, what happens is the low doesn't really want to move. It just kind of circulates and wobbles. It just wobbles around. And this next system coming out of the Gulf of Alaska right here is going to want to dig this way southeast. But they could come close enough together that this may retrograde back this way. It's quite complicated, and there's a lot of different scenarios. This system cutting underneath is going to be very moist, very energetic. There's a lot of jet stream energy with it and a lot of cold air with it. So this area of the atmosphere is going to want to come into the Central Rockies or Central Plains. The question is it going to merge with this low stuck up here or become its own entity? If it becomes its own entity and cuts off and becomes an upper level low that gets also cut off from the jet stream over Colorado, this could, by Wednesday and Thursday of next week, be a significant weather maker. So we're going to watch this. We'll see. But this storm right here is going to really hang its hat on what this storm does. So it's going to be very interesting to watch going forward. So towards the middle of next week is going to be the next weather pattern change. And whether or not it will be minor or large, we'll just need to keep an eye on things. Have yourself a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow.